Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick. Even if you're on vacation, I think it's fair to decrease the intensity of your training, but I wouldn't give it up. Where I am, there isn't anything close by to work out with, but I have a mountain. So just so happens I'm still training for Colorado, so might as well get some steps in, so to speak. The elevation here is not that much, but I can use the slight elevation change to do something called repeaters. And I did that talk in my last video and saying the benefits of that. If you're stuck in the flatlands and you can't train once a week at 14,000 feet, I think you can develop a little bit of endurance and just be careful with your steps. Holy mackerel. So I'm surrounded by nature, and the other reason I wanted to do this video is because I can't stop being in nature. There's a hormone release, kind of the same concept as the hormone release you get with eating good food or something of a comfort food. Whew. This goes way over there, but I'm just going to do hill repeaters. There's Lake Michigan. So the idea is the muscle likes to be tested. Muscle likes to be grown. Muscle likes to be utilized. So, two analogies. If you have a Porsche and it's a race car and you keep that in the garage and you don't open it up, sometimes that engine should do okay, but it wants to be throttled. It wants to be moved. It does better because it lubricates the seals in the engine, healthier for the engine every once in a while. Same thing with second analogy, Jack Russell Terrier. If you have a dog like a Jack Russell that's built for hunting, then you keep it in a closet all day or in a cage. That guy is going to get sick or get very moody, start tearing up furniture, not really being friendly to you, not cuddling with you. Those of you who are my patients that are Clydesdales with a good weight, it's okay. Don't necessarily go out and just start jogging on hard pavement. Start challenging muscle at a low intensity first. The weight and new activity will challenge muscle, but it'll also hurt joint if you're not ready or if you're sloppily running. So people can run no matter what. The question is, will you suffer an overuse injury? And if you're just starting out and you gained 10 to 20 pounds in the last couple years, that's heavier weight that you have to handle when you're exercising or running. So if your form is bad, if you have bad knees, if your quadriceps muscles aren't symmetric, meaning the VMO is small compared to the lateralis, then you're asking for trouble. And we don't want that, because that becomes an injury. It's going to set you back, and then you'll consider it a failed attempt, which could bring down your morale for the next time you invest in lifestyle change. So be careful, do this wisely. If you're not sure, take advantage of your insurance and see a physical therapist. Come see me for gait analysis, and we can develop a program to slowly wean you into a running routine if we need running. Those of you who follow me know that I've done 2 marathons in Chicago, and I hated both of them, but I just did it to prove a point that you could do yoga and get through a marathon. That's what I did. I mean, I was training by doing 3 miles a day. That doesn't even come close to marathon distance. My sense of well-being my conditioning as a yoga teacher, practitioner, and my lifestyle allowed me to get through 2 marathons. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But I'm a born sprinter and resistance guy, but I can't let go of cardiovascular fitness because the data is there that proves it does lower the chances for stroke and heart attack. So it lowers blood pressure. There's value to that, but I think everybody has to fine-tune their exercise program. And that's why, if you're not even doing exercise because you don't have the facilities, don't have the knowledge, or you're in too much pain, that's not an excuse. In fact, exercise reduces pain, makes your flare-ups less common, but you do have to invest in that first wave of introduction again. So again, all I'm doing here is just something called hill repeaters. For you distance guys or cross-country guys, they probably know. Check out my video. You'll see the cross-country team training from Wabanzi High School behind me when I was shooting the video. This shortness of breath, as you can tell, will calm down by the time I get back down to my base, and that's fair. So my perceived exertion is, I think, adequate. Now I can certainly fake it and just pretend I'm short of breath. That's dogging it, but I want to keep on challenging muscle. And today, I think starting off the day with a nice burst of exercise and then maybe having a good breakfast would be important. I honestly think that we eat too much. I know there's formulas to calculate how many calories a day, resting metabolic rate, but again, obesity says there's something wrong with what we're doing as Americans. Let's do this again. And no question, if you cut back on your caloric intake, something's going to happen. I mean, that's the basic fact. I wouldn't just say calories in, calories out, but there is a hormonal wave that also has to be taken into account. The way food reacts with the body, and insulin, leptin, ghrelin, or the way exercise and muscle react to stimulation, endorphin and enkephalin, serotonin, oxytocin sometimes afterward. So it's important to realize this isn't just to get you to train for a mountain or a marathon. It's to get you to train and avoid disease. So you don't have to do what I do, but you have to do something. Don't just throw your hands up and say, I tried it and it didn't work for me. Utilize a team of problem solvers. Oh, that's lactic acid. Utilize a team of problem solvers that is concentrating on your goals, your limitations, and then how to get past roadblocks. Then you'll have higher chance of success, not only in developing an exercise routine, but designing longevity. So if you are young and you follow the Blue Zone lifestyle by Dan Buettner, you might do fine, but most of us are into the shit already at the age of 40 or 50, mired down with weight, habits, food addictions, or bad relationships with food, and then a whole bunch of stress, and then medical anxiety. This facade that we have to keep medical insurance to stay healthy. Medical insurance is for catastrophic illness. It's not to stay healthy. Staying healthy is outside medical insurance. So if that's your limiting factor for investing in exercise, change that thought. Because the healthier you stay, the less you're going to use your medical insurance. Those of you with catastrophic insurance where you have to pay $6,000 per year first and then your insurance kicks in, don't just wait for $6,000. push ahead, invest a little bit at a time, get an HSA. That's how some people pay for seeing me and having me and my team design stuff of lifestyle changes. Or I have a 6-week program starting next week. It's called weight loss just because it's attractive, but the weight loss is the first step to longevity. And I could be your personal physician for 6 weeks, and then hopefully you'll continue on or come back, rework your plan, and then push forward again. I think everybody should be doing change in pulses. It's a little bit more tangible, more approachable. It just tastes a little bit more appetizing to do it in small pulses versus saying, I have to lose 100 pounds, unclog my arteries in 6 months. That is possible if you look at the work of Dean Ornish, but his work shows reversibility of heart disease with an intensive heart reversal disease program. Let's do this again. So, and that is covered by insurance in some states. However, if you're not Medicare yet, and if you're not in a state with somebody who's certified in the Ornish intensive lifestyle program, you're kind of on your own. Again, going back to being on your own essentially means you have to get healthy. And if you have a routine, if your body mass index is low, 23 to 25, if your blood tests don't show elevated glucose or elevated insulin, cholesterol is low, inflammation markers are low, then you're fine. But most people are not fine that see me. And if you look at the world map, 1 in 3 Americans has a high BMI, body mass index, and that's a setup for the first steps into diabetes. Whew. So lactic acid is definitely building up in legs, especially hamstrings, heading upward. So I'm sure my pulse rate is 140. That's okay. If I wasn't talking to you, I can get up to 150. So you're my excuse. Bottom line, be careful with staying too far off of your exercise routine. Take some breaks every once in a while, it's fine. If you're fasting, take a break every once in a while. If you're carnivore, it's okay to go with a little carbohydrate on the weekend. Same thing with keto. I don't think it should knock you off of ketosis that much. And if you're not sure, get some blood tests first. Beta hydroxybutyrate, that's for ketosis. Get that fasting, combine it with your keto machine. Make sure it's calibrated properly. Get an insulin level just to make sure that you're not insulin resistant and you're on target, and then all the other metrics that we talked about. So you can see I'm walking back, but I still have elevation change here. The walking back part continues to squeeze muscle, pushes lactic acid back to the heart, actually back to the liver, where it gets transferred back over or converted back over to glucose, more energy later. But that's why it's important to walk it off afterward. But at the same time, you have to know when your pump, if you want to call it that, is sufficient. And mine is limited by time because I have to be leaving soon, but I'll probably do about 3 or 4 more sprints. That should be fine. That'll be my workout for the day. Then I can go have some protein or something. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments section down below. If you are stuck in super flat lands, there's still ways to utilize your resources. Backpack, pulling a sled, doing repeaters like this, getting on a stair-stepping machine, combining cardio resistance. There's always a possibility for improving, but sometimes if your brain is hitting the wall with problem solving another way, a different way, get an experienced coach to help you. I don't think most physicians are experienced with exercise, so that is a problem. However, Yeah, again, it would be nice if a physician was covered, then he can play with insurance. But if that physician has 15 to 20 minutes max, I mean, how much planning can you get with regards to initiating new lifestyle change? Usually that's a team approach, but so be it. Have a good day. Get out and exercise. Eat right. Meditate. Do some mindful practice. And then I'll see you at the next video.